Hello everyone, welcome to History class. Today we are going to continue lesson 4 of history, the 18th century India. The main objectives of the lesson are you will come to know about important later Mughal rulers, reasons for decline of the Mughal empire, rise of regional powers, rise of Marathas and reasons for the decline of Marathas. And earlier we had discussed about the important later Mughals and the reasons for the decline of Mughal empire. And today the topic of today is rise of regional powers. And the objectives of today's topic are you will come to know about the prominent or important regional kingdoms like Bengal, Awadh, Hyderabad, Punjab, the Rajputs, and Mysore. The new words related to today's topic are custom duties, the tax imposed on the export or import of goods, provinces, an administrative division of a country or an empire, battle, a sustained fight between large organized armed forces, culture, the ideas, customs, and social behavior of a particular people or society. Misal, small political groups organized by the Sikhs during 18th century, observatory, a place used for observing the celestial events. Now let us read and discuss about the rise of regional powers. Regional means territorial. Through 18th century, the Mughal Empire gradually fragmented into a number of independent regional states, and these states differed in size and had seized their independence from the Mughals after a long drawn armed struggle. Amongst the states that were carved out of the old Mughal provinces in the 18th century, the three states stood out very prominently, and those three states were Awadh, the present day Uttar Pradesh, Bengal, and Hyderabad. And these three states were founded by the members of high Mughal nobility who had been governors of large provinces. Sadat Khan was the governor of Awadh, Murshid Quli Khan was governor of Bengal, and Asaf Jah was the governor of Hyderabad. All three had occupied high mansabdari positions and enjoyed the trust and confidence of the emperors. Now let us read from the book. The decline of the Mughal Empire led to the formation of many regional kingdoms. The prominent regional kingdoms were as follows. Prominent means important, and kingdoms means empires. The first regional kingdom was Bengal. Murshid Quli Khan was the Mughal governor of Bengal. He broke away from the Mughal Empire and started ruling independently. He acquired the title of Nawab and he shifted his capital from Dhaka to Murshidabad. Present day Dhaka is the capital of Bangladesh and Murshidabad is a town in West Bengal. But during the 18th century, West Bengal and Bangladesh were combiningly known as Bengal. So, after the decline of the Mughal Empire, Bengal was the first regional kingdom who started ruling independently. And Murshid Quli Khan was given the title of Nawab. He was succeeded by Shujauddin and then Alaiwardi Khan. Means Shujauddin became Nawab of Bengal after the death of Murshid Quli Khan, and Murshid Quli Khan was father-in-law of Shujauddin. And after Shujauddin, Alaiwardi Khan became the Nawab of Bengal from 1740 to 1756. Later, Sirajuddaula governed Bengal. He tried to restrict the British, but he didn't succeed and lost the Battle of Plassey in 1757. With the decline of the Mughal Empire, many small kingdoms arose, and one of the richest kingdoms was Bengal. The British wanted to capture Bengal. So, the British, under the leadership of Robert Clive, emerged as the strongest European power in India, and this led to Battle of Plassey in 1757 in Bengal. And in this battle, the British, under the leadership of Robert Clive, fought against Sirajuddaula, the Nawab of Bengal. And in this battle, Sirajuddaula was defeated and was put to death. And later on, Mir Qasim was made the Nawab of Bengal by the British. The rulers of Bengal were kind and welfare oriented. Oriented means based. They did many things for the welfare of their subjects. Subjects means people. They improved administration and agriculture. Poor farmers got loans on easy terms. They collected custom duties strictly. Means the rulers of Bengal did so many things for the welfare of the people. They tried to improve the agriculture and they even gave loans to the peasants and collected the tax imposed on the export and import of the goods. Bengal was one of the most prosperous province of India at that time. Prosperous means flourishing or strong. So, we can say that Bengal was one of the richest kingdom which arose during the 18th century and Bengal went under the control of British after the Battle of Plassey. The other regional kingdom that emerged as the independent kingdom was Awadh, present-day Uttar Pradesh. Sadat Khan was the founder of the kingdom of Awadh. He was appointed as the governor of Awadh in 1722. He soon took the title of Nawab and began ruling independently. Basically, Sadat Khan was appointed as the governor of Awadh by Emperor Muhammad Shah in 1722 AD. He was succeeded by Safdar Jung, who was his son in law. The Awadh kingdom maintained close relations with the Mughal even after their independence. Means, after emerging as an independent kingdom, even then too, Awadh had good relations with the Mughals. Safdar Jung was made Wazir of the Mughal Empire. Wazir means Prime Minister. Therefore, the Nawab of Awadh was called Nawab Wazir. Means during the declining years of the Mughal Empire, Safdar Jung was made the Wazir or Prime Minister of the Mughal Empire. And as Awadh emerged as an independent kingdom, and later on, Safdar Jung became the Nawab of Awadh. So he was also called Nawab Wazir. Safdar Jung was succeeded by Shujau Dawla. He was the most important ruler of the kingdom. He tried to defeat the British in the Battle of Buxar in 1764 but was unsuccessful. Buxar was in Bihar, and in the Battle of Buxar, three Indian rulers came together to fight the British and free the territory from the British rule. Mir Qasim, the Nawab of Bengal, Shujau Dawla, the Nawab of Awadh, and Shah Alam II, the Mughal emperor. So the combined forces of these three rulers fought with the British army at Buxar on October 22, 1764, but they were defeated and the British once again emerged victorious. After this battle, the British captured entire territories of Bengal, Bihar and Odisha. The rulers of Awadh were good administrators. They brought peace and prosperity in the kingdom. Prosperity means wealth. Lucknow, the capital of Awadh, became a major center of culture and art during their rule. Culture means ideas, customs, and social behavior of a particular people or society. So we can say that Awadh was a prosperous state as it controlled the Ganga plains and the cities on the trade route between Bengal and North India. And it was a major center of culture and art. Now let us read and discuss about Hyderabad, the present-day capital of Telangana. Mir Kamaruddin Siddiqui was the founder of Hyderabad state. He is known by several other names like Chin Kilij Khan and Nizamul Mulk Asaf Jha. He was the Mughal governor of the Deccan provinces. Deccan provinces means the provinces or the territories in the south of India. Mughal king Muhammad Shah appointed him as Wazir. Wazir means Prime Minister. Means Nizamul Mulk Asaf Jha was the founder of Hyderabad state, but later on he was appointed as Wazir by Muhammad Shah. But he preferred to concentrate on the Deccan instead of holding the post of Wazir. Concentrate means focus. Means instead of holding the post of Wazir, he wanted to focus on the southern part of India. He never openly declared his independence. However, he ruled as an independent ruler. He successfully checked the growing powers of Marathas in the Deccan. Means he ruled as an independent ruler but never declared his independence. And he always focused towards the southern part of India and successfully checked the growing powers of the Marathas in the south. Eventually, he carved out the state of Hyderabad for himself. Eventually means finally. His successors were called Nizams and his dynasty was called Asaf Jahi dynasty. After his death, His successors were known as Nizams. Nizam was the title of hereditary ruler of Hyderabad. This dynasty ruled till the state of Hyderabad was formally merged with independent India in 1948. The Kingdom of Hyderabad was one of the most powerful kingdoms of the 18th century and an important center of Islamic culture. So we can say that Asaf Jahi dynasty was one of the most powerful dynasty of the Hyderabad, and it ruled till 1948, and it was an important center of Islamic culture. That means the ideas, customs and the social behavior of the Islamic people was followed in Hyderabad. Now let us read and discuss about Punjab. Guru Gobind Singh was the last Sikh Guru. The Sikhs became a powerful political force under him. After his death, the Guru tradition came to an end. That means Sri Guru Gobind Singh Ji was the last Guru of Sikhs, and Guru Gobind Singh Ji, before his death, declared the end of the succession of the personal Gurus. Leadership passed into the hands of Banda Bahadur. He was the most capable disciple of Guru Gobind Singh. Capable means able and disciple means follower. He was a great general. He continued to fight against the Mughals for 5 long years. Banda was finally captured and killed in 1716. Means after the death of the last Sikh Guru Sri Guru Gobind Singh Ji, the leadership was passed into the hands of Banda Bahadur, and he was a Sikh warrior and commander of the Khalsa army. He fought against the Mughals for 5 years, and at the end he was captured and killed. After his death, the Sikhs organized themselves into missals. These were small political groups. Means after the death of Banda Bahadur, the small political groups were organized by the Sikhs during the 18th century. There were in total 12 such missals. Each missal had its own leader. He ruled in a particular area. These missals were cooperative to each other. They won the whole of Punjab and Jammu. But soon the struggle for power began among themselves. Means earlier the missals were based on equality and cooperated with each other. But later on there were so many conflicts between these missals and they started fighting amongst themselves. Finally, Maharaja Ranjit Singh brought them under his control towards the end of the 18th century. He belonged to the Sukarchakia Misl. He established a powerful Sikh empire. The boundary of his empire extended to the west of the river Satluj. Sukrachakia Misl was one of the 12 Sikh misls in Punjab during the 18th century, and Maharaja Ranjit Singh belonged to Sukarchakia Misl. He was a strong and courageous soldier and an efficient administrator. He had urged to prove his name in the world. He was a born leader and he had a powerful and well disciplined army. So, towards the end of the 18th century, Maharaja Ranjit Singh united all the misls and established an independent kingdom of Punjab. Now, let us read and discuss about the Rajputs. The Rajputs were the traditional ruling class of India. They were allies of the Mughals. Allies means partners. So, they acquired enormous wealth and power. They revolted during the reign of Aurangzeb. Reign means rule. Means during the early Mughal rulers, the Rajputs were the partners or the supporters of the Mughals and they had a huge wealth and power. But later on, during the reign of Aurangzeb, they revolted because of his intolerant religious policies. By the early 18th century, most of the Rajput states had become independent. However, they were not united under a single power. They kept fighting with one another, so they failed to re-establish their lost glory of the past. Glory means fame. Means like the Sikhs, Rajputs too were not united under a single power, so they kept on fighting amongst themselves. And different Rajput kings rose during the 18th century, and the rulers tried to extend their control over adjacent regions. So the Rajput rulers failed to re-establish their lost fame of the past. The most important among the Rajput rulers was Savai Raja Jai Singh of Amber. Amber is a city of Rajasthan. He introduced many social reforms. Reforms means changes brought for the betterment. He encouraged teaching and learning. Savai Raja Jai Singh became ruler at age of 11 after the death of his father. Initially, Jai Singh served as a Mughal vassal. He was given the title of Savai by Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb. Savai means quarter over one in strength or intelligence. And he built the beautiful pink city of Jaipur. It was his capital. It soon became a great center of art and science. He himself was a science scholar and astronomer of repute. Astronomer means an expert of astronomy. Astronomy is basically a branch of science which deals with celestial objects, space, and physical universe as a whole. He built observatories in Delhi, Jaipur, Mathura, Ujjain, and Banaras. And Banaras is present day Varanasi, that is in Uttar Pradesh. And observatory is a place used for observing the celestial events. Jantar Mantar in New Delhi is one such observatory, and it consists of 13 architectural astronomy instruments. Now let us read and discuss about Mysore, present day Mysuru in Karnataka. It was the strongest and the most efficient kingdom of the late 18th century. Efficient means well planned. It emerged on the ruins of the great Vijayanagar Empire. Ruins means decay. Hyder Ali overthrew the king and captured the throne in 1761. Captured means seized. He was earlier a foot soldier in the Mysore army. Earlier, Mysore was under the Maratha king, but later on, Hyder Ali overthrew the king and captured the throne in 1761. He made Mysore a powerful kingdom. He was a well educated man, a wise ruler, a good administrator, and a great commander. Commander means leader. He successfully controlled the rebels. Rebels means revolutionaries. He improved the financial conditions of the kingdom. He won many battles against the Marathas, the Nizam of Hyderabad, and the British. And finally, he died in 1782. Means, in order to expand his empire, Hyder Ali fought many battles against the Marathas, the Nizam of Hyderabad, and the British. And after his death, he was succeeded by his son Tipu Sultan. Tipu Sultan was an able ruler. He was popularly known as the Tiger of Mysore. According to historians, when Tipu Sultan tried to kill the animal, his gun didn't work and his dagger fell on the ground. The tiger jumped on him and was about to maul him, and then Tipu Sultan picked up his dagger, killed the tiger with it, and earned the name of Tiger of Mysore. He brought many reforms. Reforms means changes brought for the betterment. He introduced a new calendar and new system of coinage. Coinage means making coins from metal. He organized his military on European lines. Organized means arranged. In order to protect Mysore from the British, he arranged his military on European lines, and he also tried to build a navy. Navy means armed services of state which conduct military operation at sea. He set up modern industries in his kingdom, and his main focus was on the growth of Mysore silk industry. He was a great commander. He continued to fight against the British. He was regarded as the most serious challenge to the British in India. He was defeated but went on fighting till his death. So we can say that Mysore had grown in strength under the leadership of powerful rulers like Hyder Ali and his son Tipu Sultan. Now I hope today's topic is clear to you, and your today's homework is to learn the related terms and try to solve the back exercises.